Hello YouTube, it's Pamela. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm of course having a great day in the Lord. Today guys, I want to talk to you guys about some prophetic dreams I've had about food prices and food shortages, and how in American society we are already being indoctrinated to accept the mark of the beast, and it's not in a way that we think. And it's gradual. It's already begun, whether you think so or not. But anyway, let's start out with some scripture, and we're going to go to Revelation 13:11, and then verse 16 to 17. So you know exactly, what I'm talking about. Those of you who are unfamiliar with the mark of the beast, it's a real thing, and it's on its way to your neighborhood. All right, so I'm going to start at verse 11. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. So probably he spoke in a very seductive way. And the dragon is tricky, and he deceives and he lies, and he does it in a very subtle and seductive way. This is why I'm saying this mark of the beast thing is not just going to be thrown at people. It's already in our society today, whether you want to accept it or not. All right, and let's see. I'm going to start at verse 16 then. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So he's saying there's going to come a time that unless you have this mark either on your hand, right hand, or on your forehead, you will not be able to sell or buy. All right, and it's for everybody. All right, and I want to show you three dreams, or is it maybe, yeah, it's three dreams that the Lord has given me. I had two this morning and two starting in October, and then I had another one later, and I didn't get the full interpretation of them until this morning. When I was preparing to do this video, the Holy Spirit prompted me, oh my gosh, in a way that just really knocked the wind out of me. So anyway, the first one I want to tell you about, and I thought this was about the storm that happened at the end of October over in the East Coast. But when I was praying about this and meditating on this this morning, the Lord told me this storm has not happened yet, but it is going to happen. And in the storm, I'm coming out of the ocean, and it's waist deep, and there's other people who have been washed out to the ocean, and we're going toward the shore. And I can look back and I can see wreckage of ships and private sailing ships and stuff like that, and or boats or whatever you want to call. And I look back and I can see this wreckage on at the coastline as I'm wading toward the shore. And also, so I'm going toward the shore, and there's this alligator, and the guy a guy comes up and hits the alligator or something, gets it out of our way so we can get toward the shore. So the dream goes on and flashes. I know it's a month later. And a month later, things have changed. Now, things look normal because the ships and everything are upright, and all the debris is cleared out the ocean. So everything looks normal as far as that. But something has happened economically in that month's time. I know I have no money to pay my rent, and I know that food prices have gone up, and I'm told that whatever used to cost $1 well, the dollar's going to be worth 25% of what it was before. Okay. So I was told, I knew I was leaving that place because I could not pay my rent. And I was told the only thing that matters now is eating, keeping food in your stomach. And I was told in the dream to get these thermal, you might have seen the thermal lunch bags. They're kind of rectangular and they may have a long strap. So I was told to get 2 of those. So I put those on my body, and then I went into this drawer and pulled out silverware and some plastic cups and maybe a bowl. So I was told to keep those with me in that thing at all times, and 2 of them at all times, and keep them on my body. And then I was told to get 1 change of clothes. Go back and get 1 change of clothes, and that was it. And I was ready to leave that place. Now, originally I thought this dream, and I didn't even really think about it until after the storm hit New Jersey and New York. But now when the Lord was, I was talking to the Lord about it this morning, when I looked back and saw that the ships were in order again, standing upright and everything, that was the same picture that I saw later on when the storm hit New York. And there was like a harbor up at, I guess it's Long Beach, New York, or Long Beach, Long Branch, or whatever up there. There was some picture that I saw on the news where the boats were wrecked. And that was the same thing that I saw in my dream. But the Lord showed me this morning that actually with the alligator and the boats in New York, this storm is going to hit from down south, Georgia, Florida, all the way up to New York. It's going to be a big storm. So a month after, the prices are going to go up. It's going to be an artificial inflation. Food is going to go up. The dollar is only going to be 25% of what it was before. Second dream I had, I was here in my hometown, and this is one of the first dreams I had about aliens. Okay, I've had 2 dreams about aliens, and this is one of them. So anyway, I'm downtown, and these aliens are at the gas pumps, and nobody is going around the gas pumps. So anyway, so there's no one driving around downtown, but there was going to be some big event in my hometown, and it had to do with the aliens too. Either it had already happened or it was going to happen, but I think it was going to happen because the town was kind of preparing for this. Anyway, I go downtown. There's this place downtown where you can, for real, there's a place where you go downtown, and you can have breakfast and lunch. And I had ordered food to go, and it had eggs in it and stuff. And I knew in my head this normally would cost about $6, but when the woman rang it up, it was $24. Okay, then again, 4 times the amount that it would normally be. So I only had $22, so I had to go home and get the $2, and I just said hold it, and I went home and got the $2 and brought the $2 back and paid for my food. So again, 24 times as much as it would normally be. Now, the dream I had this morning was there was a group of adults on a school bus, and I was on the school bus, and we were headed somewhere. I don't know where. And I don't know if you guys have these wherever you're looking. There's these places, and they're here, and I think more in the Southwest, where you can drive up and sit in your car and order food, and they bring it to you. Some of the people have roller skates or whatever, or you can actually sit outside and you order the food and they bring it outside for you. Anyway, so we were headed to one of these particular places, and the guy, I guess he was the leader of the group or whatever, he says, let's see if, well, first of all, let me tell you how much food costs. I look at the menu and I can see that a hot dog is $9. All right. Again, the same thing today is what, $2.25? So right now in the stream, it was $9. Again, 4 times the amount that it would normally be. So the guy in front of the bus, the leader, is saying, let's see, he said, let's try to get everybody a discount today. All right, so just pay attention. This is pretty important, the discount thing. And there's one woman, she was ordering a lot of food for herself, and everyone was she ordered like 5 things for herself. So everyone was kind of astonished. Wow, you're ordering, that's a lot of food for yourself, right? So anyway, the second part of the dream, I am in somebody's office, and apparently, I guess at this time, not everyone had access to the internet. So I was ordering something online in this guy's office. All right, and I was ready to pay for it. And he says to me, okay, so the computer was here. I could see the screen. I was sitting at the computer. So the door to the office about 10 feet behind me. And next to the door, there was this wall. And on the wall, there were these clear plaque things like awards or whatever. And then there was like these cylindrical things poking out of each one of them. They're about 2 inches out, not too far, but you know, you could see these cylinder-like things coming out. And they were like acrylic type of awards. So the guy tells me, he says, okay, I want you, he gives me one. And they're pretty good sized things. They're about this big. And he says, I want you to stand back here and, you know, and hold it so that they can see it. And you'll get your discount then. Okay. So he said, if you hold it back here, they won't be able to see the name. You know, they won't see that. You know, in other words, it's not yours, it's mine, but I'm helping you. So hold this here. They can't see the name, and then you can get your discount. Okay. So guys, what the Lord prompted me this morning was that we are already being indoctrinated. This is how they're going to, in our society, we are already being indoctrinated with the whole mark of the beast thing. Okay. And it starts with these discount cards that we have. See, after this big storm happens, they're going to create an artificial food shortage or artificial inflation, which is going to drive up food. You know, so we have to pay 4 times the amount that we normally would pay for food. All right, just like these other things that have been created in our society, the whole gas shortage. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember the gas shortage in the early 70s. Gas was, even in New Jersey where I grew up, it was 32 cents a gallon in the 30s per gallon. By the time this whole thing ended, it had doubled. It was 79 cents a gallon, 75 cents a gallon. And they were telling us that we were running out of gas. It had to go up because there was a shortage. And here we are running around, zooming around in Hummers 40 years later. And, you know, where's the gas? We have plenty of gas. You know, also they made this big thing about we were going to be all starving to get death. And I was sure this was going to happen. We were indoctrinated about, we had too many people on the planet. There was going to be this food shortage. And I truly expected that we were going to be starving to death by 1982. We were all going to be dying in skeletal. But that didn't happen. A matter of fact, right now, we have the opposite problem in our country, which is obesity. Okay? Now, guys, let's talk about the mark of the beast and how our society is being indoctrinated to accept it. It's a gradual thing. They're not just going to say, bam, if you want to trade or sell, here, get this thing injected into your hand or your forehead. That's just not how, the devil is too crafty for that. You know, what they're doing now, what they've already decided was they started with these discount cards. You guys know what I'm talking about. First, it started with the big clubs where you go and you buy the bulk stuff. And you have the card, and then you go in there and then you can buy whatever you want. You get it at a cheaper price. Now it's to the point that very few grocery stores you can go to and buy and get the good price without having that card. Now most of the groceries, the